Don't Touch My Hair by Sharee Miller. How are you today, my friends? How are you today? I hope that you're okay, my friends. Oh, deep in my heart, I want to say, I hope that you're okay, and better than okay, marvelous today. See, I chose to use the word okay because it rhymes with today. But really, I hope that you are feeling wonderful today. And one thing I want to do before I read this marvelous book with beautiful illustrations, incorporating, it looks like, markers and watercolors and perhaps crayons. It's really a beautiful book. I want to read what Sharee, and I'm saying Sharee because there's no accent mark, but it could be Sharee Miller, but I think it's Sharee Miller. And I want to read her author's note first. And here's a picture of Sharee Miller. It's a lovely author photograph of her. And here is that author's note. I started this book a few years ago based on my own experiences. Though monkeys, mermaids, dragons, and aliens have never tried to touch my hair, they do in the book. Other human beings have. Many people often feel uncomfortable or disrespected when others touch their hair without permission. That's how I feel. Though Aria struggles specifically with people touching her hair in this book, this is also a story about personal boundaries and what I would like to be used as a tool to teach the importance of asking for permission first. Do you know a word for that? I want to tell you a word for that. It's consent. Asking another person for permission to come into their personal space. And really, for me, I have very little personal space, so I'm typically okay, particularly with my friends coming up close to me. But it's really safe to almost think, not to almost, but to think of one arm's length. And anytime I want to come into that space, and particularly if I want to touch a person, it's really important for me to make sure that that person is okay. And if they tell me no, I don't. Anyway, let's read more about what Sharee says here. I hope that after reading Don't Touch My Hair, and there's an exclamation point, so let me read that again. I hope that after reading Don't Touch My Hair, children can learn the importance of asking for permission and of not being afraid to say no, and not being afraid to hear no too. It's really important that you know that you can say no, and that other people will respect that, will listen to that when you say no. And it's important that when a person hears no, particularly when it comes to your body and your space, they need to feel comfortable with that no. I really appreciate this message from Sharee Miller. When creating the art, I used bright colors to match the humor of the text. I used colored pencil for Aria's hair so it would have texture and stand out from the rest of the art in the book. So Aria's hair is the only thing in this book made with colored pencil. And Sharee Miller uses bright colors and a sense of humor, even though at times when we're having our boundaries encroached upon, I mean, we can see right here that Aria is feeling very angry and she's even blowing a raspberry. But it's also important when we're giving this message sometimes to have a sense of humor. Now, it's not important to have a sense of humor when somebody is encroaching or coming into our personal spaces. Then, however we're feeling is what's most important. If we're feeling okay, that's most important. If we're feeling frustrated, that's very important and valid. And if we say no, very important and valid. Okay, shall we read the book and look at the illustrations? Yeah, let's do that. The splash page is very interesting. We can see hands on either side of the page, reaching and reaching and reaching and reaching and reaching and reaching. And why? Well, because here's Aria. And do you see that look on her face? How do you think she feels? I think maybe she feels worried, perhaps a bit frustrated. Definitely like she wants to quickly get away from all of these hands trying to touch her hair. Oh my goodness. And beyond the splash page, look at this. More hands reaching, and Aria now not only looking worried, but actually afraid, and she's sweating, so she's nervous and anxious. Her hair is beautiful and textured. I love the colored pencil that Sharee Miller used. I'm Aria, and this is my hair. What a beautiful two whole pages, just to put Aria's beautiful smiling face and her textured colored pencil hair. I love my hair. It's soft and bouncy, and it grows up toward the sun like a flower. Beautiful yellow sunflowers. And I really love that jumper that she's wearing with blue and white horizontal stripes on the shorts and then blue and white vertical stripes on the shirt. Sarah, don't you think so? Sarah's my pattern friend. I love it up or down. Styled, ooh, or wild. I don't care. I just want it to be free. Actually, everybody loves my hair too. When I walk down the street, I hear so many compliments. It's so big. How do you get it so fluffy? I wish I had that hair. And here we see Aria feeling very happy and proud. And it's great that people love my hair, but some love it so much they want to touch it, and I don't like this. What does it feel like? They're so curious about my hair that they try to touch it without even asking for permission. Oh, I want to feel me too. Ah! I get very good at avoiding hands. I have to start looking for ways to hide my hair. Oh. See, she's gotten to the point that she's so worried about all of these people wanting to touch her hair that she feels like she has to hide it, even though she just told us how much she loves for it to be free. I tried blending in with the scenery. Well, she tried to use twigs to make her hair look like trees, but I'm quickly spotted. Over here! And she runs away. Look at that colorful fish in the background. I try hiding it underwater, but even that doesn't last long. Oh my goodness, even the mermaid under the water. Oh wow, I love your hair. And the octopus, could I touch it? And the birds are following. And the humpback whale. And the porpoise. And the sea turtle. And even the, what are those? Jellyfish. And all that school of pink fish. Oh goodness. I escaped to the jungle. But the critters just can't keep their hands to themselves. The monkeys are saying, let me touch. No, me first. Even the toucan and the other birds are following her. She's swinging on the vines, trying to get away. Even in the tallest castle tower, someone is always there, ready and waiting to touch my hair, including a dragon. Girl, your hair is fierce. That's a really beautiful dragon who will not leave Aria alone. No matter how far I go, it doesn't seem to matter. Even in space with aliens. How do you get it so big? Oh, she's now very sad. There is nowhere that Aria can go that people are not trying to touch her hair. Finally, I find a place where nobody wants to touch my hair. But after a few hours, I get lonely. She doesn't want to be alone. She wants to be with friends and with people, but she also wants people to respect the fact that she doesn't want them to touch her hair. It appears this crab is respecting her boundaries, though. I decide to go home. See, I love this picture because way in the distance here, you can see way in the distance is the island, and she's coming back to her town. But in her town, which is a real town, we see the monkeys, and we even see the dragon, and then we see the alien with the alien ship, and then all of the human beings who are trying to touch her hair. Isn't that such a colorful, beautiful illustration? See, this person is taking their rug and they're beating it outside of the window to get all of the dust out. That's a really great way to get all of the dust out of a carpet, by the way. All right, Aria's decided to come back. What is going to happen? I try my best to ignore the attention, but as a hand sinks into my hair, wow, it looks so soft. Oh, it is so soft. I decide I can't take it anymore. That's it! You don't touch my hair! She is so frustrated. And isn't that entirely valid and reasonable? Everyone looks very surprised and shocked. Oh, why is she frustrated? Well, because she said don't do it! Oh, now she's going to teach everybody a very valuable lesson. Are you ready? This is my hair. It's great that you love it. I love it too. But please, just look and don't touch without my permission. Such direct words from Aria. I'm very proud of her. And look, she's wearing a purple hoodie over her shorts now. I like that purple hoodie. But she wore it to hide her hair, and she didn't want to do. Well, look at this page. The next time somebody wants to touch my hair, they ask, "Can I touch your hair?" And I reply, "Not today." And this girl says, "Okay." And the whole interaction is beautiful because everybody is asking for consent and feeling comfortable to say no when they want to and respecting that. I love that. Now it feels great to walk down the street without anyone touching my hair or wanting to touch my hair. My curls are just free to reach for the sun, just like a flower. Some people still ask to touch my hair, but if I say no, they do listen. How are you today? Oh, that's the first line of our song. How are you today, Aria? How are you today? Hello! But if you ask nicely, sometimes I say, yes. That's beautiful. And here's a beautiful pattern. That is we've already seen this page. And there's Aria with her tongue out, but feeling happier. It is so important. It is so very important for each of us to feel comfortable to have our boundaries and our rules about our bodies, what we are okay to, and sometimes those rules change. Sometimes I'm okay if somebody touches my glasses. It's rare, but it happens. But mostly I don't love it when people touch my glasses. And mostly I say no, thank you. And I don't like it when people touch my face. And I don't prefer people touching my hair also, interestingly enough. And I'm very clear about that boundary. And I make sure it's respected. And now, when I tell people, they really do respect it. But it's very important. If you're 46 like Mr. Greg, or if you're 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, any age, that you have decisions about your body. And in particular, your hair and your face. That's a very sensitive area. That's where your brain is. That's where your eyes are. Your ears, your nose, your mouth. So many important things here. We have to respect this. It's a really important book, right? This is a great book. I love this book. Apparently, Sharee Miller also wrote a book called Princess Hair, which, that sounds pretty awesome, right? I think we should get that book. Let's get that book. All right, we'll get that book. Okay. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for respecting my boundaries. I don't have any boundaries here because we can't touch each other. This is the beauty of doing the book reading on the video. But, you know, if we brought out Red Squirrel. Hi, Red Squirrel. Hi. You remember we had the conversation, Red Squirrel, before that you're a puppet on my hand, right? Yep. But I still respect your space, and I want to ask you if you're okay if I do things. Yep. It's very important to do that, right? Yep. Yeah. And you do the same for me, because you know that what? You don't like to have your face or glasses or hair touched. And what about you? Well, I also don't like anybody to touch the front of my face or my eyes. It makes me very worried and sometimes I bite. Oh, and where's it okay to touch? Well, you can go on the back of my head, like this, and then down, and yep. And you can even, the tail, yep. Oh, that's cool. But I don't like people to touch my hands. Okay, my cat's like that. They don't like me to touch their paws. Yeah, this is something about it. Right, how about your belly? Sometimes. Can I touch your belly now? Yep. Oh, thank you. And is there any other area that's sometimes okay? Yes! It's the same area as cats, right under my chin. Ooh. Now, my cat does like that. But you have to get permission for that, right? Yep. Okay. Thanks so much. You want to give me a pound? Boo! Blow it up. Okay. Is it okay if I put you back there? Yep. All right. Anyway, it's great hanging out with you. I look forward to seeing you again. Mwah, 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 mwah. And I'm going to scratch my hair. It feels a little bit itchy.